And we're live. Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and the like. Thanks for joining me today as we uncover the mysteries of the Mandela effect itself and find out the true meaning of it all. We must discover what is really happening, what is really going on here, to change these things that we know and hold dear to us. And let us help others discover the meaning of the Mandela effect and how it affects them and the price of milk. Thank you. And be sure to hit the like and subscribe down below. All right. So I hope everyone has had a great week. We've definitely got some brand new Mandela effects to cover tonight.
We got lots.
Yeah, we got tons of them.
As always.
They just seem to keep coming.
Johnson in the chat.
Yeah, let's give some shout outs here. We got Kenley Johnson. Anyone else? So we got
Ralph
12
and
people.
Cassie Francis.
Remember, this is an interactive show. Ralph is here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up, Ralph?
Oh, it's so sweet. It's my lucky day. Finally ran across an actual live show, and I have the kids in bed, and I'm still awake. Now my weekend is definitely complete. Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome. Red Snow says, God bless everyone. It's good to see you guys. All right.
We may have people joining us later. We've invited a few people, but we don't know if they're going to show up or not. I think you said Jeff may show up later, right?
Yeah, I believe Jeff may be here. And what did you say? Possibly Crystal, right?
Possibly. I asked her. I did not get a response.
So which ones do you want me to start off with, Sandy, or which one? Can I pick one?
Yeah, you can pick whatever you want. Hey, Orla, Greg, welcome. Why does it keep doing that? It keeps... Does anyone else's YouTube's automatically keep switching back to top chat? Like I had it on live chat, it switched on its own back to top chat. I hate that.
Sandy, go ahead and say something else.
What do you want me to say?
Yeah, I boosted your volume up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Hey, Orla, Greg. Yeah, Ralph says, I always love the content. Always love and watch on Curious Channel, but hardly ever catch it live either. So when I catch either one, I tend to get excited. Wow. Yeah, make sure you guys have the bell clicked on, so that way you get the notifications that we are going live. Okay. Yeah, YouTube started that a few years ago where you had to do that.
But just, I mean, we usually do, lately, we have been going live Sunday nights.
Yeah, we used to be Friday nights, but then we realized we get more views. We tend to get more views on Sundays because Friday nights is there. I believe there's other shows on.
There's a lot of other shows happening.
And not to mention like football and sports and stuff like that. So we do Sunday nights.
People go out.
Yeah, people go out on Friday nights.
People have lives, unlike us. Kidding.
Yeah.
I still think it's wonderful that you catch the show, even though it's not live. But we are so happy that you're here live. That's awesome. And we also have the One and Joe Bloor in the chat now. Welcome, guys. All right, so we're going to start off with Facebook. You can read it, Brian. Go ahead. Warning. Oh, wait, let me give a little warning. If worms gross you out, just look away until this presentation's done. Trust me.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brian.
Okay, stories from Facebook, the Facebook group, Mandela Reality Residue Hunters. Which, by the way, if you're not a member, you can request membership, but you have to make sure you answer the questions. And the way you can do that, I'll show you after this presentation. Remind me, Sandy. I'll
Okay,
show
Brian, before you get started, we have a brand new person in the chat. Welcome, Tracy. I'm not going to butcher your last name. Welcome, Tracy. And we also have Last Flyboy, but we have a brand new person in the chat, Brian.
Okay, cool.
Everyone, welcome, Tracy.
Welcome, Tracy.
All right, let's get started. Go ahead, Brian.
All right, so the credit goes to Josh McCarthy in the group. Yes or no? Did worms form themselves into communal balls of wriggling movement in your past? So can you explain what that is, Sandy, so people will know what that is?
Oh, wait a minute. Before I do that, no, I'm not going to explain it because you will see it, but I think I forgot to upload the video into that folder. Let me check really quick. You may have to refresh the folder, Brian.
All right.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, I have to add it, so you're going to refresh. Give me 1 second, okay?
Just let me know when to refresh.
All right. There it is.
So when I think of wriggling movements, I'm thinking about dancing. Like, are the worms dancing or what? Are they doing the disco fever?
You'll see at the very end because that's what the video is. But you can refresh now.
Like, I'm serious. The day I see worms dancing to disco fever, I am done.
No, that's not what it is. It's not dancing.
Okay. Well, you have my hopes up. You have my hopes up there for a minute, Sandy.
Okay, refresh your page. There you go. Welcome, Rainy James and SK Menke or Menk. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it.
I think that name sounds familiar, SK Menk. I think
from South Carolina.
What?
She says hi, guys, from South Carolina.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Hey, Eddie
I'm in Alabama. I'm in Roll Tide, Alabama. And Sandy's in where you at? Philadelphia, Sandy?
Yeah. Far, far away.
Yeah. First thing that comes to my mind when I think of Sandy is Rocky Balboa.
Susan says, I'm Susan. All good. I was here a while back. Susan Menke.
Yes, yeah, she's like an old time viewer.
Yes, and she says, weren't you in Valdosta? Yes.
I was, yes. That's not a Mandela effect. I was in Valdosta.
That's Georgia. A long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Rainy, cloudy Philly, too. Tracy's in rainy, cloudy Michigan. And I'm in rainy, cloudy Philly.
All right. So what's the answer to the question, Sandy?
Well, yes or no. I want the chat to answer. Did worms form themselves into wriggling balls of movement in your past? Yes or no in the chat.
Like a roly-poly or what?
Like a ball.
It's just weird.
I don't want to say the word because it's a bad word, but it's kind of what it is.
Okay. Did you warn people ahead of time, right?
I did warn them.
Okay.
If worms gross you out, please look away for this presentation.
Yeah, if you get grossed out, please look away.
All right, we can go on.
Okay. So recently, Josh McCarthy, a member of Theresa's Facebook group, we shortened it to MRRH, Mandela Reality Residue Hunters, posted a story about worms being spotted in balls after a storm in Australia. I see what you mean, like communal balls. It looks like like little rubber band balls.
Yeah, except it kind of also looks like brains.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Scientists say this is a defense mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever the worms are in danger or stressed from too much water, extreme temperatures, wind, etc., they form a ball and travel together towards safety. And this is how they've always acted.
So, guys, do you remember this? Have you seen worms do this?
Oh, am I supposed to hit play?
No, no, that's just not there. No, the video's at the very end. This is
Okay.
just a picture.
So this is happening not just in Australia, but in Texas also, isn't it?
No, it's happening everywhere. All worms do this. All worms.
That's some weird, really weird behavior.
Mm-hmm.
You want to? Okay, so I'll read this one. What does everyone think? Is this a Mandela change to worms' behavior for you, or is it just something that we didn't know that they did, or is it completely normal to you? I mean, you decide. Is this a Mandela for you?
So here's some pictures. And then I'm going to show you a video, and you tell me
Yeah.
if you've ever seen this. This
As
isn't just
now
balling up, people. This is
Yeah, now the
balling up
one
and moving.
I know that's weird. Now the one in the bottom middle, like you said, Sandy, it does look like brains.
It really does.
The ones on the
Those
top
are the
look like
earthworms.
the
Different
ones that,
worms look different, obviously.
yeah, of course, and they look like to me they look like rubber band balls or rolled up bunches of spaghetti meat sauce. Uh,
All right, here we go, guys. If, like I said, look away if this is going to gross you out.
this is a video from the New York Times showing worms moving away from extreme heat on the left to cooler temps on the right side of the tray. Some didn't make it. And I guess you have it set to loop, Sandy.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Actually,
cool.
no, they set it to loop. I just took a clip of it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a good experiment. Like, so they don't like the extreme temperatures.
And as you can see, some of the worms did not make it. They died on the left from the heat.
I've never seen worms do this myself either.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, I've only seen a few worms here and there. So, anyway, is this a Mandela effect for you guys?
It is for me. I don't make presentations to Facebook posts very often.
And why
That's
is
a
it
weird
that
one.
what's weird to me is we're always discovering these new body parts every time, Sandy. And how is that possible when we've investigated the human body for several hundred years, and now we're just finding new body parts? I mean, come on.
Well, I have a folder on that if you want to cover that now since you're talking about it.
Oh, is that right? Is that
Yes,
for
I do.
tonight's show?
Yes, I do. Body change. Because I need to ask the chat how this is possible.
Which one? Which folder is it? The new
It
body
says
change.
body change.
Okay.
I am triggered by this body change, guys, because I don't see how it's possible. It makes no sense. I want you guys to tell me how this is possible.
Hey, by the way, we do have 28 people watching in the chat. Thank you all for joining us. If you're just now joining us, welcome to the show. Let's see here. So we're looking at.
Make sure you read the red part. Read the boxes, Brian. I can read the words, but the boxes are too small for me. Just the part in red.
Okay. So when was the first human corpse dissection? So according to this, it says 3rd century BC.
Mm-hmm.
In 1340, human cadaveric dissections were made official in the University of Montpellier, and in 1407, the first sanctioned dissection took place in the University of Paris. 1980 for the first ever diagnostic MRI body scan.
So we've had dissections from the 3rd century, official dissections since 1407. We've had MRI since 1980. We've had CAT scans and PET scans since the late 70s. And now I'm going to read. We have been dissecting human bodies since the 3rd century BC and have been using advanced imagery since the late 70s. So can someone please explain? Next slide, Brian.
Okay. So how was this one thing missed? Apparently, science has discovered a never before known seen or scanned saliva gland, twin glands to be exact, in the shape of fangs that are almost 2 inches long.
How do you miss two 2-inch long glands in the head? I've had MRIs of my head. I've had CAT scans of my head. How do you miss two 2-inch long fang-like glands in the head all these centuries? I don't. This is 100% a Mandela for me. There's no way. I don't, unless someone could give me a logical explanation, no way. No way. Okay, Brian, you can go on.
Sandy, you got to do your I can't.
No, I really can't with this one. I am totally triggered. I am so upset.
No, I'm saying, you know how you say I can't? Like
I just said I can't.
Oh, okay. Okay. So again, this isn't a Mandela body change, and I don't know what it is. Does anybody have any logical theory as to how something this large was missed? Because I sure don't.
Susan, the next slide, we have an actual MRI of it, or a heat scan. I forget which one it is. It's some sort of scan that shows it on the next slide. So the bottom right, you can see them. 2 gigantic red fangs. That's them.
That's so weird.
I just said I can't again.
They call it tubarial. Is it tubarial?
Tubarial saliva glands, yes. An
That's
unexpected discovery. I bet it was, because it wasn't there before.
That's so weird.
So we have Angels Don't Fall in the chat, Moon Freedom. Who else joined us? I thought someone else did that in this. Carl Taylor. Welcome, guys.
All right. So
I'm just going by with all the science articles, or all the science, like Live Science, Sci Channel, all the science channels are reporting this.
So I want to talk about something that I found to be really weird.
Oh, and welcome Regis and Private Trans Girl.
So, guys, Jesus Christ is depicted hanging from the cross in books, paintings, and sculptures, and figurines, and much more, right? You've all seen pictures of Jesus on the cross. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So the Y or the T? Now, you want to explain this, Sandy?
Which letter best represents how his body hung on the cross? Which do you remember? A Y shape or a T shape? If you picture Jesus, his arms and his body, is it a Y shape or a T shape on the cross? What do you remember?
Yeah, and I'm going to switch over to the chat to see what answers we get out of that. I'm curious to know.
So answer is
Be
Y or
honest.
T. What do you remember?
Hey, Jeff, welcome.
Hey,
Glad you-
Brian.
Jeff.
Hey, Sandy.
Hey,
Hey,
glad you
Jeff.
could make it.
Yeah.
Did you hear the question?
Yes.
What do you remember?
And I have to go with the T.
T. Okay, well, Ralph remembers a Y. Tracy remembers a T. Last Flyboy says both, because they've seen it both ways.
Regis says, I've noticed that Y, but only recently. I've always thought it was the T my whole life.
Eddie Van Keen says most pictures are T-shaped. Most statues are Y-shaped. Might want to check again, Eddie. Joe
Why
Bloor
shape
says dual
is
memories. Angels Don't Fall says T. I.
insane. For me, it was always a T, you know?
Moon Freedom is Y, because he was hanging. Willa Greg,
Sandy,
I've forgotten
what do you,
some things. Kenley says
Sandy,
T.
what do you remember, Sandy? Be honest.
It was always T for me. And Brian, I found another change when I was putting yours together. It's at the end.
Now, Sandy, you grew up Catholic your entire life, right?
I did.
So you remember it being in a T, right?
I do.
Okay, just checking.
And Moon Freedom says her crucifixes were Y-shaped. Lowercase T says Red Snow. Oh, it doesn't have a hook. Just nope. I'll show you.
Wait, what doesn't have a hook?
The bottom of the T. You'll see. You'll see, Brian.
Okay. So now that we've got the answers in the chat, we've heard from you guys, so we'll move on.
The one says T.
Okay. So we remember his arm stretched in a T shape, and you can still find some depictions where his arms are still stretched out like that. But there is a reality which seems to be much more common where Jesus is hung slack on the cross with the arms hanging like a Y. Is this in your memory? For us, this doesn't look right at all.
That looks ridiculous.
It does look ridiculous.
It looks awful. No.
What?
Doesn't it
Oh,
look
yes, I
wrong?
agree, Red Snow. Welcome, George.
I mean, it seems like his shoulders would be popping off at that point.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
That's so not what I've ever seen. That's wild.
I mean, it looks like he's doing the crane technique or something.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. So this one is kind of bothering me. Is this one bothering you guys too?
Yeah.
Now these
It
look
does.
more accurate where his arms are outstretched along the sides of the cross. That's what I remember. They coincided with the cross itself.
Now
You know,
there's a movie that I have to check to see if it's residue or not, or if it changed or whatever. But Life of Brian.
Wait
Monty
here, Brian.
Python.
Stay here.
what do you
Go
got
ahead,
for me?
go ahead,
Sandy?
Jeff. I just didn't want to go further till you were done.
Okay, so
Jeff?
yeah, in Life of Brian, the final scene, they're all hanging on a cross. And I believe it was the way we remember. Whether or not it changed, I don't know because I haven't seen the movie in a while, but it's something I'd like to check out.
Oh, the Life of Brian, or
Yeah.
Well, before we do, because I'd also like to check another change with Life of Brian. Now go to the next slide.
and what is this, or what is that? In my past, the feet were bent down and overlapped and then nailed to the cross. There was never a platform. Are you saying there's a platform now on every
There's a
picture?
platform in 90% of the pictures. I do not remember a
No,
platform.
me neither.
Me
That
either.
is how I
That's
remember it,
wrong.
right there. I don't know what's going on with the knees, but that is how I remember his feet.
Yeah, me
Now, I want
too.
you to go back to the images that I gave you of the arms and of the ones that you can see the feet. You may not be able to see those. Maybe the next one.
Okay.
Wherever you can see the feet, 90% of them are standing on a platform.
Well, I mean, was he on a platform or not, guys?
No,
I don't
right
remember.
there. So zoom in on the smaller pictures, right there.
Yeah, there's a
That
platform
cartoon
there.
one is on a platform.
I don't remember a platform at all.
I don't either.
Wow.
And he has 2 nails in his feet there. It was 1 nail. It went
Yeah.
through 2 feet.
I mean, I don't, you know, here's another thing. I don't know if you guys have heard about this one, but now supposedly they're saying that the nails would not have been able to hold the weight of his body if it was through his palms of his hands. They would have had to do it through
No, that's
their
not
wrist
true.
to
No,
hold his
that's not
weight.
true because it would have gone through the bones.
Yeah.
And the bones would have held it up.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on there, Sandy. The knees and
I don't know
so
what's going on with the knees, but there was never a platform.
no, I don't recall that.
It took me, it was very hard to find an image like that where it wasn't on a platform.
Good find. I mean, good find with the platform, Sandy.
Thank you.
So I have another one here, guys. This pogo ball. Do you guys remember having a pogo ball? You remember that, Jeff, as a kid?
Yes, I had one.
Okay.
You
So the
spell it?
name of this, what was the name of the? How did you spell pogo ball? Like, how did you spell the ball? Like, was it one L
B
or 2 L's?
BALL.
Except now it's pogo bow. It's
What?
missing one. Yeah, it's missing 1 L.
That's definitely not right.
I want to ask the chat. So please, I know I just gave the answer, but please, guys, cast your vote in the chat. Was it Pogo BAL or Pogo BALL for you? This 1980s toy. I saw this and I freaked out, didn't I, Sandy?
Yeah. We all did. So far, we have 100% in the chat on ball.
Okay. Yeah. We have several of you guys are saying ball. Moon Freedom says ball. Red Snow.
Welcome, Gold
Joe.
Surfer.
Okay. Yeah, and that's okay. If you haven't heard of it, that's fine. At least you're being honest. We have 33 people watching now, Sandy.
That's great. Is Eddie trolling again? Ball.
Yeah. I remember it being spelled like normal, but look how weird that looks.
We lost Jeff.
We lose Jeff?
Yeah.
All right, let's get him back in here. Jeff.
I'm just going to say welcome, Ventura, so I don't mess it up. And welcome, Eric. There
Sorry
he
about that,
is.
Brian.
It's cool. Did you hit the wrong button?
Yeah.
It's okay. It happens. So Pogo Bow, okay, is no longer ball. Okay. That's the way it's always been. If you look it up, that's what you'll find. Because I mean, I played with this thing over at my friend's house who lived across the street from me, and I don't remember having 1L.
Yeah, that's something we would have noticed and said something about.
Wait, stop. Why does one have an O?
Maybe if it's from a different country.
Maybe.
But that, yeah,
That's
or that could have been, no, that's not the off-brand. That's the actual brand.
It is. I also don't remember a mini version. It says Pogo Bow Mini Bow. I don't remember a mini one either.
Me either.
On the bottom middle.
But what's weird is you're going to find eBay and other places, like in this picture here, where they spell it right on the description or in the title, and then the actual picture is not what they have depicted. So again, you have a cross conflict there. Hasbro of all companies, right? That made this thing.
I remember seeing ball written on the package too.
Yeah, me too. Did you guys know Hasbro also made Transformer toys? They made a bunch of other things.
I need to mention something from the chat. Susan says, where did it go? I lost it. Shoot. Hold on. Let me try to find it again. Susan said something. She said next thing it will be a hula hoo. Well, it's also, Theresa covered this a long time ago. Hula is also Hoola now. You can still find Hula, but it's also Hoola.
Yes,
and we've never seen that spelling before.
No, I remember hula with a U.
Same.
Yeah,
Like I said, there are still hula hoops that say HU, but a lot of them say Hoola.
So again, these are just some residues that Sandy, you found all these?
Those trees I found, those 6.
Okay, Theresa found these 6 here.
Hi, Michael Fontaine.
Pogo ball.
Well, that's interesting.
So there's this guy here. He's saying he remembers a pogo ball. It's kind of like a pogo stick. This description was right. Yeah, it was like a pogo stick.
I always thought the hula hoop was to mimic a hula dancer, correct? And hula dancer is Hula.
Right.
Interesting. Too bad Teresa's not here. Joe Bloor says, happy eclipse in Scorpio.
Oh, there's an eclipse in Scorpio?
Yep.
Do we have any Scorpios in the chat?
I don't know. All right, guys. Hopefully, Brian doesn't know this, but hopefully you guys do, because I sure do. Please spell what the letter K stands for in DKNY. What do you remember? I'm going to say it's Donna Karan. Please spell Karen. New York. How do you spell Donna Karan's name? I will say, I think it's more for women than men.
I do remember it's spelled a certain way.
Susan, do you remember it spelled with a Y? Or are you guessing a Y?
Joe Bloor says, don't be a Karen.
You know what's funny? Even their guesses are all wrong. It's like so fun. Yeah, I had a feeling the guys aren't going to know. Although she does make cologne for men. I know that. I don't know about clothes and shoes and stuff, but I know there's cologne.
I do remember it, and I remember it spelled Karen.
Are you very sure on that?
Yes.
What's it spelled now?
We're going to get to that. Welcome, Edward. All right, so the Gold Surfer remembers it like I do. Eddie's guesses are far off. Michael Fontaine, no, but good guesses, guys. Everyone, great, good participation, very good. Joe Bloor says Grand Central Terminal. Regis says I remember the brand DKNY, but didn't know it was an acronym.
I feel bad for people that have the name Karen these days.
So do I.
I do too.
You tell them don't be a Karen, but they're like, I'm already a Karen, you know. Can't change that.
You can go on, Brian.
Okay.
So during my teenage years and early 20s, DKNY was one of the it brands for clothing, shoes, bags, and jeans. I know her name. Her brand was Donna Karan with an E. It is no longer Karen with an E. Eddie Von Keen finally guessed it after all the vowels were used up.
You telling me it's Karan?
It's Karan, yeah. Karan. That's so wrong. I can't. That's so stupid. I hate it. I hate it. That was horrible.
Oh, no.
I also can't. That's ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
I can't either, Sandy. Look how the K and the A is merged on that T-shirt.
It's all there's a lot of merging happening. Oh, that's horrible. The psycho treatment just because you spelled your name differently. There's a ton of residue. You can go through it fast. Although I will stop you when there's a good one. What?
A side question here. How do you spell Michael Kors? Like the last name, Michael Kors.
Oh God. Why am I remembering? Well, I'm remembering it two ways. The H and O reversed. I have K8. Is there a Kors? Is there another brand? Is there like a milk or dairy company Kors? I think that's why I might be mixing it up. I think it's KOHR and then the other one's KHOR.
Well, the thing is, there's no H, Sandy. It's KORS.
And that's a change for me. Wait a minute. No, let me check something. One of my residues had Michael Kors in it. I gotta look and see if I gotta go look.
I remember it with 2 R's.
I threw it away.
Really?
Yeah.
Now the 2 R's, I think that's the dairy thing. That's what I was talking about.
We're talking about Michael Kors. He does. What does he do? He does watches, purses, and things like that, just like DKNY does.
Yeah, the reason I remember it is because my ex-wife used to buy the purses all the time.
Yeah, same with mine. Yeah.
And I remember it's spelled KHORRS.
I don't know. That I had to ask that because this is kind of along the lines that he sells this type stuff in his line of goods.
It definitely had an H in it for me. All right, stop here, Brian. So this is like a prestigious, like Sotheby's, okay? This is a prestigious auction house. It's auctioning off Jane Fonda's clothing. And they even have Donna Karan. Donna Karan garments from the wardrobe of Jane Fonda.
And why would they mess
strange.
that up?
Yeah, I thought it was strange that this prestigious auction house, Luton House, called Donna Karan.
Yeah, they don't make mistakes like that unless it's
Mm-mm.
Mandela.
Oh, Brian. So this is an oil or something like that you can set in your home with. And at the bottom, even on the label, it says Donna Karan.
Oh wow!
It wasn't just like the writing on the website.
Oh, wow. Good residue.
Thank you.
Holy moly!
Wow.
Yeah, there's tons of residue. It seems.
And I cut some out, so it's getting to be too much.
So she makes perfumes as well.
Perfumes, jewelry, belts, pants, dresses, shoes, all sorts of stuff. She's a designer. She makes everything. Bags. The first Donna Karan anything I had was a wallet that my aunt sent me for my 8th grade graduation. But in high school, right after high school, my late teens and early 20s, like DKNY really took off.
Yeah.
Like it was, and I don't know, it was
I mean,
everywhere.
her products are right up there with like Vera Bradley or something.
Well, I associate DKNY with Calvin Klein because they were the two top ones at the time.
I remember the rap stars always used to rap about it too in their songs. Little Kim and Biggie and all of them.
Yeah.
It's interesting there at the top one, Sandy. People also ask what was Donna Karan known for, and then it spells it differently in the response.
Welcome, burgers.
So that's another one of those Mandela effects. Mandela effect name changes.
Welcome, Andy. Andy is from Taiwan and remembers Karen like I do with a name. And says this is insane. I agree.
Me too.
So what's next?
All right, so we're going to do a Con Air one since we're kind of along those lines of products and stuff. So we're going to be talking about Con Air.
Con Air is a weird one. So do that one first. And Jeff, if you want to read it, go for it.
All right. Over the years, Conair has released many heat tools for hair. Some were fads, while others stood the test of time. I think most people are aware of their hair curling wands and straighteners.
I've seen those before.
Mm-hmm.
And I think most would even remember the fads of the 1980s and 1990s, some which are making a comeback, like
Geometric.
Geometrics, shapes, and of course, the crimper. But recently, Sandy came across something that must be from another reality because she has never seen anything like it. Have you ever heard of or seen the Con Air Hair Crumpler?
Now, I have. There's more to this. This is kind of crazy. Like, when was the last time you searched something on the internet and there was no information on it at all? Like, I research at least 40 hours a week. I'm constantly researching stuff for our shows.
That's happened to me a few times where there was like very little about it or almost nothing.
Yeah, but this is like supposed to be like a mainstream product. Like, I found a ton of Pogo ball residue. See what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing on this, and you're gonna see on the next slide. Okay, go to the next slide, Brian. The thumbnail. This girl made a video about it. What's in the red box? I can't read it from here. I don't want to butcher it.
Weird thrift finds. The crimper no one remembers.
The crimper no one remembers.
The Con Air Crumpler.
So go ahead, Jeff.
This hair tool came out in the late 1980s or very early 1990s. I can't be sure of the date because there is extremely little info online. My research produced zero advertisements, commercials, and original pictures. I can't even find an image of the box. The only information and pictures come from 2 reviews online from people who randomly found them, one in a thrift store and the other in a mystery box they bought. And if they came in the original box, the ladies didn't show it in their reviews. And the hair design isn't great, sort of like a very weak crimp to the hair.
Kind of makes your hair look like leopard spots.
Yeah, it kind of does. Like dense.
Yeah, dense, yeah.
Besides all those very suspicious circumstances, I find it even stranger that both of these crimplers look brand new, which is shocking for a 25-year-old service.
Device. But
Device.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Device. Sorry.
But do you see what I'm saying? Like, all these, it's just weird. This is a weird thing. I don't, there's no information. I can't find a box. I can't find a commercial, an ad, nothing. And they both got these secondhand from different sources, and they both look brand new, never used. It's weird. This is weird. They just appeared. One of them, yeah. There's a lot of different. They hot plates. I think Conair hot plates was the first to make the crimper.
This lady over here is starting to look like the Statue of Liberty with her hair. Yeah. What's up with that headpiece?
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think? Could this be a Mandela device from a past timeline that wasn't our own? I truly think it might be.
I definitely think it is.
I've never seen that in my life.
Me either.
See, I know geometrics because I had it. I had the hot plates. The hot plates was the original one. It was a crimper. It was just a straightening plate. It was interchangeable plates. You had a straightener, you had the crimper, and then you had like a triangle waver that you could switch out the plates to, you know. And then the geometrics was a curling iron with different attachments. They had like a spiral perm curling iron, a triangle curling iron. They had all different curling iron. And then there was a shape one where that was for like younger kids, I guess, where you could put like hearts in your hair
Yeah,
and
hearts and
stars
stars
in
and
your
stuff like
hair.
that.
Yeah, I would have seen this. I don't understand how I've never heard of this. I've never seen it before. I truly think it bled in from another timeline. I don't know where it came from. Unless it was sold like in Europe only. I don't know. But then they would need plug attachments. It had to have been sold in the US.
There would be some kind of advertisement or commercial or something that we would be able to find if it existed in our timeline.
Well, if anyone finds one, please send it to me because I searched up and down. I couldn't find it anywhere. But I also don't have a premium subscription to newspapers.com. So if you find one, Jeff, let me know, please.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a look.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
So Theresa was supposed to be here. She's been waiting to do this one, but Brian, you can read it. Go ahead.
Okay, once again, Theresa has found another possible change in the Wizard of Oz, or what I like to call the Wizard of Oz. All right. So, which glove do you remember on the Scarecrow? 1, 2, or 3? Please vote in the chat.
Sorry for the crappy sketches. I was rushing.
No, it's all good, Sandy. It looks good to me.
So in the chat, guys, 1, 2, or 3. Your Scarecrow. What did it look like? It's not a mitten. I just drew it that way really quick. He does have a glove, just so anybody doesn't say it was a mitten. He has a glove on. I'm just talking about the wrist. 1, 2, or 3. The one says 2. Ed Hen says 3, I think. Last Flyboy says 3. Moon Freedom says, I'll say 3, but I don't really know. It's okay.
I think I remember 2.
It's okay, Carl. We
Yep.
know because we have about 6 Mandela effects with the Wizard of Oz. We've
I'm
been
with Jeff on
staring
that
at the
one.
Scarecrow forever.
I'm with Jeff on that one, Sandy. I
You
see
remember
2.
2?
Okay, Michael Fontaine is also a 2 with you guys. Welcome, TD. TD says 3. Hinatanchin says 3. Virgo says 3. Red Snow says 3. There's a big difference between 2 and 3, and that the chat seems pretty split between 2 and 3. Isn't that weird?
So far we haven't gotten really any ones, have we?
I think we got 1, I think.
So then that must be it, right?
3 for Susan. Red Snow says, I remember some strings from the gloves. Well, some strings is 2. A lot of string is 3. And it's not just string, you'll see. There's more to it. All right, Brian, you can go on. The chat, like we said, is pretty split between 2 and 3. I think the 3s have it, though.
So, Sandy, you want to read that one?
Okay. Yes, that's it, last Flyboy. We remember 1 or 2. We do not remember long rope hanging down. We really remember 2, but we could say 1 is better than 3. The stuff on Google for Crumpler were the 2 girls who covered it. Now, if there's more than that, that's weird, because I researched it again tonight just to double check to see if anything popped up, and there wasn't anything. Because Virgo's saying that Crumpler is starting to appear on Google. But the Scarecrow's wrists have always had really long rope hanging down. Do you remember it this long? So it's one thing to see me draw it. Now that you see it, do you remember it that long?
Nope.
I don't. It looks ridiculous.
It does.
They weren't that long, though.
No way.
Red Snow says those pictures do look kind of long for the strings. Yes, the 10-minute videos. Those are the two girls. That's what I was talking about. There's two reviewed videos by two women. Theresa also doesn't remember the rope being tied, forming a tassel. Do you? Like Last Flyboy pointed out. Do you remember tassels at the end of the rope?
No, that whole thing looks ridiculous.
Moon Freedom says there was straw constantly falling out of him too, but not that long.
Nope.
Oh, it wasn't three as in three pieces of rope. It was 1, 2, or 3. Which drawing do you remember, Carl? Sorry about that.
Oh,
Virgo says not that long.
You're talking about the length, Sandy, right? Not the number?
Correct. The length and the fact that there's tassels at the end.
Well, maybe it's because he got his brain, but he didn't have his brain when he had them on original.
Michael Fontaine, my crimper is actually, it was Con Air hot plates. That's what it was called. Most likely Big Waves is one of the copycats. It was a pink flat iron with interchangeable plates back in the 80s. Carl gets it now. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to confuse you.
So you managed to find some residue, I guess, Sandy, right? Here in this.
Yeah, so the top is a cardboard cutout image, and then the bottom is a statue. The top has the long strings with the tassels. The bottom doesn't even have strings, so I'm guessing they're really small against the back.
Does he have it in all the scenes?
Yeah.
Wow.
There is one image I found. One where he doesn't have it. You're going to see it. It's coming up.
Okay.
So here is paintings and statues and cardboard cutouts from.
So I know that the monkey men, the winged monkeys, they came down and tore them apart. You're sure it's not after that it's like that, or is it like that throughout the entire film, like with his around his wrists, like that, real long ropes?
I saw it in multiple scenes, but Teresa's the one who did the research.
Okay. I am kind of curious if it happened, if it was all throughout the movie, or if it's just after the monkey attack.
I've been doing it. I've been holding on to this for 2 weeks, waiting for her to come back. So see that scene right there, Brian? Can you zoom in on the scene?
Teresa's real busy. She has an inspection coming up.
Brian, can you zoom in on the middle right?
Yeah, sure.
That is the scene where there's nothing dangling at all.
Okay, so that's obviously that's when she first meets him, right?
Mm-hmm. Nothing at all. But again, the movie is made of 3 movies. I think it's 3. It might be 2. They had a director change, who changed costumes and everything like that. So.
Yeah, even the length of her hair changed. Dorothy's hair changed several times.
And her hairstyle.
Mm-hmm.
And her hair color.
I never noticed
dress color
that.
Changed.
Really? You never noticed her hair change?
No, now I'm going to look for that.
Yeah, because in some scenes her hair is longer.
And in some scenes it's more braided than it is more ponytail. See, that's a big Mandela effect for me. She always had braids, just braids, not those big ponytail things hanging down.
Yeah. That's what I remember too.
I remember a little bit of hair at the bottom. It was fluffy. It was thick at the bottom, but not like 2 ponytails on the sides with like an inch and a half of braids. It wasn't like that. It was all braid.
Yeah.
Agree, Joe. We've covered that too. She was a dark brown brunette, not a redhead. And I also have residue of Toto being black and brown. I remember black, now it's brown.
I remember black too.
Yeah.
The one with him having the gun is still my biggest Mandela effect in that movie. I hate that. I get everybody with that one.
Brian, you can go on. There's still a lot of stuff to cover.
Yeah, I'm watching the Wizard of Oz right now to see. Yeah, it looks like when she first meets the Scarecrow, he's got the long ropes on his wrists.
He does have the log ropes. There you go. Yeah, Theresa usually is good at research. She's not going to tell me something that's not true. We do normally check each other though, but I can talk to her so.
Yeah, I was just checking to see if he's got them. Yeah, they're there. All right. Because I thought maybe it's when they put him back together, and they pieced him back together. Maybe they had to have those ropes there for a reason. Sandy, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
Although, it's good you said that because the StreamYard bug's about to hit me.
I
so
know.
just keep an eye out. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens, every hour?
Good night, Susan. Thank you for coming. It was good to
thank
see you
for
again.
coming, Susan. Yeah, hope to see you again soon. We'll be back on next week.
Ed. Oh, God, Ed. I'm not going to say that out loud.
And I think this is the last one for tonight, Sandy. Is that right? So hopefully you guys can stick around just for this one more Mandela effect.
I'm going to double check. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
You are
Jeff,
correct. It's the last one. But you know what, Brian? Since we have a lot of people here, can we also do Pinocchio again? Because I added that slide. And there are people here who did not see the Pinocchio one.
All right. Yeah,
you know
we can show that. Yeah,
Thank
sure. Jeff, you want to read this one, or you want me to read it?
I'll read it.
Okay.
Credit Sandy and Theresa Lynch. Most of us are familiar with at least one type of fairy ring, whether natural or man-made, but we need to ask, how many types of fairy rings do you remember?
Natural fairy rings, not man-made. How many natural types of fairy rings do you remember? Just give me a number. Or fairy circles. And if you've never heard the term, I can't give it away. Just say you don't know. No, I mean, someone might take it the wrong way, so I can't say it out loud, Ed. Eddie Van Keen comes out with 8. Michael Fontaine is guessing 6. Never heard of them, says Moon Freedom. Ed Hen has no idea. I'm surprised. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm in an area with a lot of rain that I've heard of these. Wow, you saw both colors in the making of? That's pretty crazy. That's awesome. Yes, Hinatachin says, I've heard of fairy rings, the kind made of mushrooms. So that's one of them. Audrey says one. Welcome, Audrey. Virgos has never heard of them. Jeff, Brian, you guys want to chime in?
I've never heard of fairy rings, to be honest.
I never have either.
Okay, so Theresa had neither. Yes, Teresa. Ed thinks Teresa's last name is very cool. He likes her last name. But I can't say the other part. Yeah. See, that's the part. People associate that with racism now. Ed, I can't say it. We can get taken down. It's YouTube we're talking about.
All right, shall we proceed, Sandy?
Fairy rings, private fairy rings. Yeah, we can go on.
All right.
So I would have said 3, and Theresa has never even heard of them, like many of you. These are the 3 that I know of. Type 1 is a mushroom fairy ring. Type 2 is a grass fairy ring. And type 3 is when grass is lost. They're all caused by funguses. Not much to, like, you need a lot of moisture for it, obviously, or lack of moisture with the grass loss. The 3 types I'm aware of are the mushroom, grass growth, and loss of grass, but there are 5 types. One Theresa found, and another I found while doing this research. So here's examples of the 3 that I knew of. Moon Freedom says, I've seen that, but I didn't know what it was called. Hinatachin says, I hadn't heard of the others. Well, wait, just wait.
I've honestly never heard of them.
So type 4, Theresa found this one. Desert fairy rings. Now again, I know about these fairy rings, again, because I think because of all the moisture, rain we get in the Northeast. And my question to you is, which no one's going to be able to answer because no one knew what a fairy ring was, did fairy rings form in the desert in your past? For me and Theresa, it's no. Hinatachin says desert. Yeah, see? Well, rocks aren't man-made. They're put there. And Virgos also saw one but didn't know what it was called. I agree, it's ridiculous, Ed. 100,000%.
So we're
Yeah,
waiting
Brian.
on answers?
I mean, the only answer I got was desert. Like, oh my gosh. Like, of course. Yeah, desert. Never. All right, I'll have to warn you if holes, like if you have that, what's it called? Trypophobia, you might want to look away for a minute till we get to number 5. It looks like holes in a lot of these pictures. Both Theresa and I have no memory of these forming in the desert, but it was a great mystery for decades when fairy rings started appearing across the arid Namib Desert. And it's not just this desert anymore, it's all deserts have it now. Joe! Oh no! Brian, you just comment and don't read it out loud. Don't read it out loud.
What happened here?
Don't put it on the screen. Don't read it out loud.
I get it.
Yeah, trypophobia is the fear of holes. It's okay. We're laughing. We just can't say it out loud. All right, Brian. Back on track. You're not presenting.
Okay.
I probably have 2 to 5 minutes before I get booted too. Still not. Oh, there we go.
I'm sorry, Joe, but you've inspired me to look up whole jokes.
Oh no, 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 oh no. Okay, there were two theories: competing vegetation for water and insects damaging the roots underground. So apparently, depending on the type of circle that formed in the desert, they were both correct. So both theories were correct, and the great mystery was solved. Go on, Brian. And this is the article, Mysteries of Namibia. It was Nambia. Namibia's bizarre fairy circle is solved. Fairy circles. It should say fairy circles. Yeah, no, I'm right. All right, go on. So here's some images of them. These aren't too bad. It's the next images. The holes are really bad. Go ahead, Brian.
Did they say how they're formed?
Yeah, it's from vegetation competing for water and insects damaging the roots underneath. All right, if you do have trypophobia, you can look now. So type 5, and I found this researching trees. Tree fairy rings. Now Hinatachin says, I've only seen the kind made from mushrooms. Well, these are made from trees. Have you ever heard of trees growing in such a way that they form a fairy circle? And Brian, you could just go on, because most people have not heard of these things. I've never heard of this. I have never known trees to grow in a circular pattern unless they were planted that way. I first found beech trees exhibiting this behavior, naturally formed fairy rings of tree trunks.
Well, you know, some trees have the capability of walking.
Yeah, I know. Those are crazy.
I mean,
So here's,
maybe some of these trees have gotten up and walked. Who knows?
well, there's a reason why this happens, which I'm going to get to, but here's some of the more of the beech trees doing this. Thank you, Preliminal. Welcome. And of course, it's an Instagrammable thing, apparently. People love taking pictures inside them. Scientists say this happens because when a tree dies, the saplings will grow nearby and feed off of the dying tree's root system, which is why at the center of these tree fairy rings, there is usually, not always, but usually, an old decaying tree or stump. But I was surprised to learn that redwood trees are known to grow in a fairy circle too. Actually, redwood trees are like famous for growing in fairy circles. And I've never heard of this, never known this. I never knew that redwood trees grew in a circular patch. Did you guys know that?
No.
Seems odd to me. Yeah, Brian. We may have like a minute till I get booted.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, because redwood trees are so large, they leave an enormous amount of space in the center of the tree, fairy rings. which allows tourists and nature enthusiasts plenty of room to take pictures like these. Me either, Hinatachin. This was totally new. So here's some images of these redwood fairy rings. Just a pile of trees bundled up together. I've never seen pictures of redwoods this close together.
That looks weird.
Yeah, it really does.
Now I'm gonna start going on nature hikes more and looking for this stuff.
You pay attention. Here's more of those pictures. Except the top right one is taken from above looking down. Probably from a drone. So were you aware of the desert and tree type fairy rings? Apparently not, because most of you didn't even know what a fairy ring was. Oh my gosh. Oh, Jeff, you weren't here last week, were you?
No.
So you didn't see the new Pinocchio one either?
I don't think I did. No.
You did not, Brian. You gotta do the Pinocchio one.
All right. Yeah, we'll do the Pinocchio one.
And
So
then
what? You know what date that was? That last week?
last week, yeah. It's a little bit further down. And those that saw it last week, all I did was add the clip that I sent Brian last week. So if you guys need to cut out, need to go to sleep, it's okay. We understand. But if you didn't see it, I would not miss this. Welcome, Grace B. Grace B is way behind us. But Grace B remembers a platform and 1 foot over the other. So not side by side like the picture I showed. Hinatachin says, when I was a little girl, we visited the Redwood forest, and I never saw such a formation of trees. All right, guys. So here's last week's presentation. Recently, I covered Pinocchio's feather, changing from red to ombre white, hot pink, as well as Jiminy Cricket's changing from green to tan. So Jiminy Cricket's skin is more often than not tan. Sometimes like straight up flesh matches Pinocchio's. And I remember him green. And Pinocchio's feather for me was always red. And now it's this pink to white ombre gradient.
That looks so crazy.
Oh, it's going to get crazier, Jeff. Just you wait.
I know it.
Hey, Jeff, what color were his pants?
Oh, pants. Red?
Yeah, that's what I remember too. All right, go ahead, Brian. Yeah, look, they're not.
What? Oh my God.
Now Pinocchio's pants match the new feather. Not his red shoes, though.
No. And what's that
my
thing on
goodness.
the side?
Yeah, I do remember the thing on the side, but some people don't, so you're not alone on that.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
His pants were always red. Now they are raspberry pink. His red, it's supposed to say shoes,
What?
clash with the new pants, which now match the color of the feather.
Oh
Which
my
they-
God.
What, Brian?
That's awful.
It is. There was
Brian,
never
you
any
saw this last
pink.
week. I think Brian was falling asleep at this point. Okay.
So what happened in the scene? Another thing changed with Pinocchio, where he lies to fairy godmother. What do you remember growing on his nose?
All right, chat. If you saw this last week, just let the new people answer. When he lies and his nose grows, what do you remember growing on his nose? Or if you want to answer what you originally answered, that's fine. Jeff, what do you remember growing on his nose?
That I'm not sure of. I would have to think about that.
Well, Chloe, welcome, says a leaf. Preliminal remembers green pants. Yes, Hinatachi, and Pinocchio has terrible fashion sense now. Totally agree. Ed hadn't answered what he answered last week, a taco.
It wasn't it like leaves or something? That sounds right.
Leaves or something. Okay.
What was it?
Philo, hey, welcome.
Sandy, what is it now? Like a bird's nest or something?
We're going to get to that. Chloe says, yes, red feather and Jiminy was green. Hinatachi remembers Jiminy green. He looks
He's
like a
still
potato
green.
bug.
In a couple of scenes, he's still green.
Oh yeah, I know. I got a shot for you. I recall a twig and some leaf sprouts, says Philo. Twig, says Dave Summers. Welcome. Private says a leaf. Okay. Not twigs and berries, Philo. That's close. Go ahead, Brian. You can go on. Chloe says yes, there was a small twig. I just remember leaves. I have no memory of pink flowers. Do you?
No.
Nope.
I don't remember that many leaves, and I don't remember flowers. And the pink flowers are right from the beginning. There's a bud right there.
I would have never guessed pink flowers. That's weird.
Anyone shocked by this?
Hey,
I know I
TD
am.
says some leaves. Finally, Jeff thought Jiminy Cricket may have flip-flopped back to green, so I watched some scenes, but he still looked tan. But like you and was it Red Snow? Someone said that in some scenes it's green, in some scenes it's tan.
It is. Yeah, it's both.
Yeah, well, in this scene he's tan, but one frame he's green. Go ahead, Brian. Look, see?
What?
There he is. He's green. See it? And the flowers disappeared.
Oh,
In that one frame, the flowers are gone, and he's green.
The Mandela fairy missed something.
One frame. And there's less leaves, too. It's not as bulky.
Yeah. Oh, my God. What a ridiculous outfit.
All right, so here's the clip so you can see I haven't edited any colors. I haven't changed anything. Credit the Disney YouTube channel. Jiminy Cricket is tan. He's got a pink feather. He's got pink pants. So then I said, you know what, guys, let me ask you this because I don't remember this. And I sent a clip to Brian. And this is the clip. He's playing it now. Brian?
Yep.
Are you on the next slide? No, next slide. Do you remember this? Look how big his... I do not remember a gigantic nose. I don't remember a nest and birds and flowers, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was never in the Pinocchio movie I saw.
No. Maybe that was a deleted scene or something?
No. This is the original, not extended cut on Disney's website, on their YouTube channel.
That nest is really ridiculous.
That nest had a pretty big hole.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, how much dirt is there, Sandy, in a 6-foot deep hole?
I am not answering these jokes, Brian.
There isn't any. It's a hole.
Hey, Gamer, I'm jealous. It's all cloudy here. There was no chance of seeing it.
Hey,
By the
sorry.
way, tonight's lunar eclipse was the rainbow lunar eclipse.
Did you catch it?
And then it was the, oh wait, let me, no, the lunar eclipse is the blood moon. Hold on. I'm getting my article that I posted on Facebook. Actually, I'll get you a screenshot of Facebook, Brian. Give me a second.
So what time?
How to watch the rainbow total lunar eclipse.
So is it going on right now?
I think it's Ann Gainer said it's I think it depends on where you live. Whether or not it's
Total
over.
eclipse begins at 11:29 p.m. Eastern. So
It's over. It's 12:58 here. Here you go.
So is it still
You
going
send me
on?
a picture. It's not a video, it's just a picture, Brian. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is from my post. Shows the cloud cover for the United States. I said it finally happened. We have a rainbow lunar eclipse. But it's got a different name, like flower blood moon or something like that. I'm jealous because Ann saw it. I can't see it. Like the last, I would say 20 eclipses, which Brian and I were talking about. There's a ton of lunar eclipses now, a ton. It's always raining and cloudy here. We get more rain. This is another Mandela effect. I was talking to Curiouser about this. Everybody talks about Seattle, so rainy. It's rainy. It's rainy. We get like 17 inches more rain per year than Seattle. It rains in Philly more than Seattle. Like, why are they the rainy city? I don't get it. We're the rainy city. And we're not even like in the top 10. Like Florida, there's cities in Florida that get like ridiculous amounts of rain per year. The South definitely wins.
Yeah, so where does Seattle get that reputation? That doesn't make any sense.
I have no idea. And Gainer said it was so dark you couldn't see it. Then why was it called the rainbow total eclipse?
The moon is actually currently in Libra.
Oh, so it was a Libra eclipse. Brian, you have to understand, Brian, depending on where you live, I think it can be in a different it's going to, your perspective to where it is in the sky is based on where you are. Isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking at an app called Sky Map, and it's showing me it's in Libra. So it's still, it looks like it's still above the horizon. And I'm on Central Time.
Michael Fontaine says, I see it in front of my house.
Uh-oh, we lost Sandy.
Did we lose Sandy?
Yeah.
And she'll be back in a minute. I want to take a picture of that moon if I can. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can go outside real quick and grab a picture of that moon if it's still above the horizon.
Okay.
Be right back.
Okay. I can't believe it's been like 2.5 years and StreamYard still hasn't fixed this bug with iPhone.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You would think by now they
It's
would have figured it out.
Yeah.
Does that just
Welcome,
happen with
David.
you?
Huh?
Does that just happen with yours, or does it happen with everybody's?
Oh, I'm the only one using an iPhone, I think. Like Teresa's using Android. Curious uses Android. Fizzy uses no, Fizzy has an iPhone, but she uses her laptop.
Okay, I use an iPhone, but I haven't had any issues yet.
That's weird.
Yeah. Like, the only issues I have are when, like, I press the wrong button like before, but it doesn't kick me out.
Mm-hmm. So David Paulk says, what is the significance of a blood moon? It's just red. So they call it a blood moon. Red or color or orange.
I've never seen anything like that before.
I have. I've taken really great pictures of an eclipse when I got my first digital camera. It was a Pentax K1000. That's how long
Cool.
ago it was. But
That'd be really
I
cool to
haven't
get
seen
pictures like that.
Yeah,
No,
I haven't
guys,
seen a
unfortunately,
lunar eclipse since.
I'm in Huntsville. It's a little bit cloudy. I hope you guys can get some good photo shots of it.
And Gaynor did. Like I said, I'm jealous. I haven't seen one in years. Michael Fontaine said we've had 4 since 2015.
I'll show you a great shot that I took yesterday. How about that?
Okay, and Preliminal says I missed the old moon face and it was untilted.
Okay,
Oh, I
here's a
think you're going to
shot.
share it with everyone.
I'm going to share it with everyone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the shot that I took last night.
That's with his phone.
I took that with my phone, yeah.
Nice.
Samsung Galaxy S21.
Oh, while you have this up, I don't remember all those white dots. See the line of white dots on the face?
Yeah. But you see
Like I
that
said, I took a picture with a zoom lens on a Pentax K1000. I don't remember the white dots.
it doesn't look
I have
like,
to find mine.
Sandy, it doesn't look like a man on the moon anymore. It looks like Mickey Mouse. Like it looks like a mouse or something. Like with the ears up top and the nose, and
Well,
it looks like a rat, maybe.
in Japan or China, one of them, they see a rabbit.
I could see that.
And I agree that it's tilted because I remember the eyes of the moon to the right. And now they're like centered there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that definitely.
Huh?
That definitely looks different than what I remember too.
And I thought I would purposely try to see the rabbit, and I thought the rabbit was upside down, and now it looks like the rabbit's right side up. Like the moon is flipped.
Yep.
It's a Preliminal says the rabbit.
Preliminal, it's wrong. Something's wrong there.
Preliminal says the rabbit with sunglasses.
Yep. Well, guys, I think that's it, unless Jeff has something he wants to share.
What? What is
I
it,
said
Sandy?
I think that's it, unless Jeff has something he wants to share.
No, I haven't found anything lately.
All right,
That's
so
okay.
that's
What?
fine. They'll come your way when you least expect it.
Oh yeah, they were for a while, but lately it hasn't been much. Like it's been like on a few videos, like I've noticed a few things, but nothing like really major. Like just the Jiminy Cricket thing with him being multiple colors. I noticed that, and there was one other thing, but I don't remember what it was. Something I may have sent in the chat, but I don't recall what it was right now.
I haven't been chatting in a while, sorry. I had a lot going on. Oh, for those that are in Facebook, just an update. My, for those who didn't know, my cat almost died from a infection from a tooth, an abscess. It was going up towards his brain. He almost lost his eyesight.
Oh God.
Yeah. I don't know if she wants me to say. So a friend helped out because I couldn't afford to take him in, and he's doing very well now. He's
Oh
acting
good.
strange. Yeah, I don't know why he's acting the way he's acting. Like he's still acting like he's dying. For those that don't know, cats when they're sick or dying will like isolate. They'll go in weird places like hide away from their family. He's still doing that even though his face is fine. So I don't know what's going on there. But he does go back to the vet soon to get the tooth pulled. So I'll be asking then. And it could just be his tooth is still hurting, and that's why
Could
he's
be, yeah.
acting this way. Yeah, but he's doing great. His face is completely back to normal. It actually looks smaller than the other side because they had to shave the hair to drain it.
Wow.
So yeah, he's doing great.
That's
Doing
great
great.
news, Sandy.
Thank you for the prayers. The
Yes.
prayers. I truly believe they saved him because he was in bad shape when I took him in.
Well, I meant to tell you
Thank
this
you.
earlier, Sandy, but me and Theresa did do a prayer for you.
Thank you.
I did one as well. I didn't know exactly what was wrong, but I did see your post about it, and I did pray.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Moon Frida.
So, there was this on a final note here. I want to leave on a final note. So the Mandela effect walks into a bar, but I vividly remember him walking into a grocery store.
That is a dad joke if I ever heard one.
Yep.
Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Preliminal. That's horrible, ass Flyboy, but that's what happens. He said one of the best cats ever died under my bed in 2004. That's what they do. They hide. It's
They
horrible.
hide. I had no idea, Sandy.
Yes, they do.
Is it just cats that do that?
Yeah, dogs will go to you for affection and like comfort.
Hey, well, I wanted to thank everyone for coming, and have a great Mandela effect night. God bless. We'll see you all next week. Have a great one, guys.
See you next week, everyone.
Good
Good night,
night.
everyone.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for being here.